Test, test. Well, we're gonna have to change the mic. Test, test. Welcome back to the Build Show. I'm your host over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. And tonight, we're going to finish Ray's PC. Yeah, the microphones were a little mixed up because we lost power yesterday. One of the partial reasons why we didn't stream, but also because I was missing parts. Go figure. The saga with missing parts, wrong parts continues. But it's okay. We have the RTX 5060 here today to finish Ray's build. So we're going to go ahead and run it. And then we're going to build Wade's PC. And then if we have enough time tonight, we might do a Intel AMD swap. But I might carry that over to tomorrow's stream. And then Thursday, we finally get to build the Birthday Boys build Thursday night. So we're looking pretty stacked. And we also had to reschedule because of my build schedule. The tech talk that we talked about last week, that I said was going to happen on Wednesday, we've now rescheduled it to next Wednesday. So if you're looking forward to the tech talk between Chat Nerds, the Redneck Engineer, and myself, we have a lot of good topics that we kind of put together, and a lot of fun that it'll turn out to be. We rescheduled that to next Wednesday, just so everybody's aware. And that would be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start is what we're targeting. But knowing me, it might be a little later. Go Team Red! Yes, we're back on Team Red tonight, finishing up Ray's build, which is the AMD Ryzen 7 9700X underneath the Thermalright. If you recall, we built this, I think it was on, I want to say Friday or Saturday is when we built this. And then we got stuck with the whole, hey, this graphics card isn't really a graphics card. It's a Microsoft Xbox power brick. Hey, what's up, chat nerds? Welcome back to the Build Show. Steve Anderson, welcome back to the Build Show. You're making dinner? Well, I hope it's a tasty dinner. Tony! Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. What's up, friends? Onra, welcome back to the Build Show. Chef, over on the Twitch chat. Copy that. Welcome back to the Build Show. Army Vet back for some more. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Good evening. 7:30, but it's been pending. It's been pending. Yeah, I know. I'm usually the bottleneck. I'm the bottleneck right now on my website. I'm the bottleneck on my builds. I'm the bottleneck on my streams. Gosh, what else am I the bottleneck on? I'm sure I'm the bottleneck on something else. Literally everything is a bottleneck on me. It's all me. I'm sorry. I try. I'm a bottleneck. I'm Bottleneck Ben. Though I don't really look like I have a bottle neck. It's a pretty wide neck, you know. Anyway, we built this PC about 3 days ago, and we came to the conclusion that the Microsoft Power Brick that was in the RTX 5060 box was not going to act as a GPU for this PC. So I reached back out to Amazon, got another card replacement sent over, and it showed up today. And now we're going to be installing the RTX 5060 in white. Goodness, it actually arrived. And we have an actual GPU to install. And then we have to install the power supply, the GPU power, do some cable management, and then we'll wrap this build up, and then we'll move on to Wade's build. Hi, Ray, in the house, feeling good. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night to see if Ben built a PC right. Usually it turns out okay. Hey, Miles. Miles High Up. Welcome to the Build Show, and thank you for the sub over on the Twitch. Appreciate that. The Prime sub. If this is not the mod team is going to go all Office Space on. Oh my gosh. So, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. So let's get the card installed, and then we'll move through this build actually pretty quickly, and Ray will get to see his build fired up here. And then we'll move on to Wade's build. If we get through Wade's build quick enough, and I don't talk as much as I am now, then we might be able to do a Intel to AMD swap. So, go Team Red. Which also includes a case swap, which also includes new fans, new power supply, all sorts of goodies. So it's literally basically an entire new build except for the graphics card and the storage. It's really what it comes out to. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start where we left off, which was, hey, we opened the graphics card and now we're installing it. Here we go. A white RTX 5060, which is what we wanted in the build. Going in. And it's the 3-fan. The card I wanted for this build, because, I mean, look at it. It matches the build. All right, and then next we have a PCIe power supply cable, which I don't understand why Gigabyte decides to put their power cable all the way up here in the front. Probably a cost thing is what it comes down to, I'm sure. But we'll work with it. There we go. Power supply cable in. Graphics card in. We're looking way better than what we were a couple days ago. So, now, we install a power supply and do some cable management. Which, originally, like I was saying, this build would have came with a 750 watt, but we are putting an 850 watt in there. Because they were the same price. Didn't make sense to buy a 750 when we can get the 850 at the same price. Yeah, that plug replacement is it's disturbing me. I'm not used to it. Yeah, I know. It took me a minute to You're like, did I put the card in upside down? What happened here? Sorry, my camera should be focused in. Hello? You okay? I think it's the white. I think it's having trouble with all the white. Camera does not like this much white. Like, Overlord. Actually, Ben, it's because that board is the same as the BTF one, and so the layout the layout is set up for that, but the BTF is not selling, so that is why the plug is up in the front. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And when he's talking about the BTF version, he's talking about the shrunk PCIe version of this card. You can correct me if I'm wrong, chat nerds, but I think that's what you're talking about, which nobody wants to buy that. Go figure. I think I bought one of them and hated it. One of the #1 problems that I had with it is that the card would pop out of the slot. It doesn't have the latch on the back, so it would just pop out. We could pull that up on the stream if you guys are curious to learn more about what that is, what or which card we're talking about. But it makes sense that, you know, if that card's not selling, well, we'll just take it, add the full slot to it, and the other chip, and call it a day. And then sell it as that SKU, or a new SKU. Hopefully it's a new SKU. I didn't actually look. Back to front. So no back to front, no cables. I thought you were talking about the other one. But back to front, no cable, also makes sense. Yeah, those would be pretty hard to sell, the back to front option. There's only a few good cases that actually would work that. So that makes sense that they're just throwing that in there and calling it a SKU and moving on. At least they're not throwing them out. Ben, I have seen those Vitro power supplies at really good price. Do you have any info if they are reliable? I've honestly never used a Vitro power supply. I've used their coolers in the past. In fact, I'm currently running a Vitro cooler in my streaming build right now. I've been running it for a few years now, actually, and it's held up. But it's I've never used any of their power supplies, no. So I would go back and look at the actual manufacturer, if you could find any information on that. Yeah, it depends on the exact model, because if you go back and find out, most of the power supplies are manufactured by the same company. So if it's a company with a good track record or with a good model, it might be similar to buying like a Seasonic power supply, but under the Vitro brand name. You know, Montech, I think, has a very similar situation like that. It's either Montech or what's that other brand? Oh, there's another brand out there that does similar things like that, and so basically you get a cheaper version of the same power supply. because it's actually made by the same people with literally the same hardware. It's just the sticker, the brand. Sometimes that can be the case. You just got to do your homework on it. But I'm not familiar with the Vitro brand, so I can't answer that for you. Outside of coolers and cases and their fans, that's about my limited knowledge with Vitro. That was also limited knowledge from like 4 years ago. There are a bunch of those Benz. Yeah. Yeah, I know. There used to be 5 OEM makers. Now there are over 15 of them. Yeah. There's a lot more cheaper manufacturers, OEMs out there. So you gotta be careful which ones you buy now. You gotta pay attention. But you could find a hidden gem. Uh, there we go. Hi, Ray. Send me a link for the one you're looking at in Discord and I'll check it out for you. Build? Well, thank you. Vitro's AIOs are really good price too. Nice. You know that they're running one, that you've been running one for 2 years. Been running one for almost 5 years. For the record, almost 5 years. And still working. So I might get one of those if there's good deals. Yeah, they're Their AIOs, their coolers have been pretty solid. I think their fans are a little bit cheap, but I mean, probably similar quality to Thermalright's fans if you're looking at quality-wise. Similar, but I think Thermalright's a little bit better. Nitro fans, I've had quite a few bearings fail, but I mean, you get what you pay for at that point. Okay, so now that we've actually got the graphics card installed and the power supply installed, we can put the back panel back on and fire this thing up. For a moment there, I was like, what did I do with those screws? 2 days goes by and I forget what happened or where I put those screws. Ah! All right. It is time, Ray. This is how close we were last week when we were building it. We were so close. All right, Ray. If you're here and in the chat, tell me when you want me to push this power button. Say, Ben, push that button. And then we'll push it and see if it actually turns on. I have to finagle with that and fix it. Don't like it. Alexa's over there trying to talk to me. It scared me. Yeah, I have 2 of the MSI MPGs. Ray says, Ben, push that button, please. Very politely. Here we go. It is 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, so it does take a uno momento to get through the memory training. Which is currently what we're stuck on right now, so we're just waiting for the memory training to finish. Ooh, some RGBs comes up. A good sign. Good sign of good things to come. And we do have a post. All right. Yeah, the more RAM you have, especially with DDR5, the longer the memory training process takes. So, 64 gigs, usually a little delay when you first push the power button before it posts. But once we get the XMP profile set, I think it should remember the previous training and then try that first, so it doesn't have to go through it again. That is part of the maturity for DDR5 that has really helped speed things up. But originally when DDR5 first came out, it used to take up to, in some cases, like 5 minutes for DDR5 to post, even after it's posted the first time. So it's come a long way. Looks awesome, but why everybody buying that big cooler? Because it's a very good price. You can save some money there and put it towards more RAM, more storage, and it does a great job. It's equivalent to I'd say pretty close to same performance as a 360 millimeter AIO, and it's air cooled, so should have a longer lifespan, and I mean the less maintenance on it as well. It's easier to clean and maintain. For sure, use that cable and then the red, and then read the manual for the monitor, as there are a lot of settings on those QD monitors. Oh yeah, it basically has its own operating system. I'm sorry, your build looks awesome, but they have water coolers now. In the early 2000s, I had to use the big cooler. I had no choice. Yeah, back then, water coolers were pretty rare. Unless it was a DIY kind of thing, or a very expensive solution, because it just wasn't a very common thing. It wasn't practical back then. But yeah, the bigger coolers were very common for higher end rigs back then, and they're still very common today. It's just you don't see me build with a lot of them, because nowadays everybody wants the liquid cooler, even though the air cooler is gonna definitely get the job done just as well. So it comes down to preference. If I had a choice, I'd probably run an air cooler because it's easier to clean. Looks beautiful. Ready for Windows 11 Pro. It is ready to go to the next bench and get windowed up, get a BIOS update, get a little XMP profile happening, make sure secure boot's enabled, and then drivers, and then some of the software for the RGB, the hardware, and then we'll be ready to go. So, are we shipping this one? I can't remember. We are shipping it, so I should definitely have it out within the next couple days. No later, I'd say no later than like Thursday. You should have your tracking information, and it should be on its way out the door Thursday. Now that we've finally got it built. With all the correct hardware. And I do want to clean up some of these cables. For example, this 24 pin, it's a little sloppy. I could do a better job on that, so I'll clean that up. I know you're looking at it right now, but I'll clean up the cable combs, separate them. I don't know why that happened, but we'll package it up and after we're done and get it shipped. I do think it looks beautiful. I really do. It's nice. Excuse me. That big fan is white and makes it look cooler for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, no, it looks awesome. The only thing different that I could have done is got the matching fans on the cooler itself, but I think it looks fine. Yeah, and then we got the top fans installed as well, so we've got matching fans on the bottom and the top. We got a little extra exhaust at the top, so as heat travels and gets stuck up there, it can pull it out or help draw air towards the CPU cooler too. Yes, air cooler is less failure points to worry about, so that is an excellent point, Steve. You don't have a pump involved in the loop, and you don't have, you know, lack of liquid as a failure point. You know, liquid has to travel in the loop, and if it's not completing the loop, it's going to be a problem. And if there's a lack of liquid, it's not going to function. So, a lot more simplicity on the air cooler. That's a good point. I started building computers in the 1980s. My last build was in 2007. Ho ho! This is going to be quite an upgrade for you. It's so nice watching a master work. I don't know if I'm a master. I just claim to be the best in the state of Michigan, that's all. My building days are done. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, you didn't have to deal with receiving a Microsoft Xbox power brick for your graphics card and have to explain that to Amazon and send that back and get your refund and then order another card and receive that one. Jeez. The amount of fun. The amount of fun that us kids have these days is ridiculous. Yeah, it turned out very nice. CPU cooler looks like it's sagging a little bit downwards, but I think that might be the camera angle. Looks pretty square for me. And it might even be the fans. They might not be fully square on the cooler, so I'll tinker with that. But yeah, outside of a little bit of cable management, doing some Windows install and BIOS update, setting the XMP profile for the RAM, or AMD Expo, and installing the software and drivers, and then benchmarking it, testing it. We're almost ready. So there you go, Ray. We got it done. the build portion. So now we can move on to Wade's build. So just give me 1 minute. I'm going to go update the build command, and then we will we'll get this shut down, and we'll put Wade's build on the bench. So enjoy Ray's build, the view of Ray's build, for just a few minutes while I update the information and switch builds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ray's build's going to shut down, and we're going to move it to the next bench. All those Saturday computer shows and 56K modems, I will never sound the 56K modem finding a dial tone. Yes. Those were the days. We're actually just talking about that on Call of Duty 1 yesterday, where we used to play Call of Duty 1 on dial-up. Yo, hope you're having a good stream. Yo, 3XDX, what's up, man? Welcome to the build show. I think we're having a good time. Why would we need a 1050 watt power supply? Can you guys guess? Ooh, a Liquid Freezer 3 Pro. Just found a printable heat pipe covers for the thermal. Oh, that is actually really cool. I am interested, chef. Because sometimes I wonder about those heat pipes. You know, they're a little, but I know they have the newer versions of the Peerless Assassin out that have the cover on it with the LED digital screen on it. Just found out my friend bought a 5090 to play CS2 in 720p. Scratched res. Oh, that's so bad. It's okay though, right? The B850 Aurorus Elite Wi-Fi 7. So now we know we're going AMD for this build. Yeah. A lot of power. Hey, guess what? More Fury RAM by Kingston, 32 gigs. Got a 2 terabyte 990 Evo Plus. Got a AM5 contact frame by Thermalright. We have a 9800X 3D. Ooh. 3D V-Cache. We have a Leon Lee GPU support bracket. Yeah. Any guesses on the card? Without anybody using the exclamation point. Beld? You ruined it. If I bought a custom PC build, how would that work? What would be my part? And who exactly would build it? Also, would it be streamed? Arthur M? Arthur M. So, I would be the one building it. It would be streamed if you're willing to wait on the build stream schedule, because it sometimes gets busy, and as we get closer to Christmas, the busier it gets for me. So there will be some builds, actually many builds, that I won't be able to stream because there just won't be enough time to get them all done. And 1080 Ti, Chef says. And if you are looking for a custom build, the best option is to just go to the website and submit a custom build request on the website, which I can drop the link to here for you in the chat. And then from there, I build out a quote and send that over to your email. And once you are satisfied with the quote, we'll send over an invoice and then order up the parts and then let you know when we schedule the build stream and then do the build. And then, of course, we could ship it if you need it shipped. Ah, some giant idiot got it just before me. Sorry about that. Double link. Jeff says there's a 1080 Ti in this build. Well, right family, just in the wrong series. I paid $3,000 to get 700 frames per second on my 300 frames per second monitor. Tony says. He has a 360 hertz BenQ, but it would still do more than that. Just enough power. Just enough. Well, we're looking at a orange Gigabyte box. Oh. It's the 5080 by Gigabyte, which is the WindForce OC edition. It's a great card. So that is our build, minus the fact that we're going to be putting it into a King 95 Pro Black. We went from the white King 95 Pro to a black King 95 Pro. It seems like this week we're doing a lot of King 95 Pros. Just the flavor of the week. So Arthur, I hope that answers your questions. If you do have any other questions on it, feel free to hit me up. You're welcome to join the Discord channel and ask any questions there, or you can text me directly on my number, which is listed on the website. You can also email me as well, which is also should be on the website there. Thank you. I'll drop the contact me page as well. I'm not a very good salesman, so I'm sorry. But the process is pretty simple. You give me the information, what you're looking to do and build, and then I'll use my knowledge and experience to put together a build for you on paper. And then from there, if you like the build, then we can proceed with it. And then we just schedule it out, build it live on stream. Usually a couple days after the live stream, it's either ready for pickup if you want to pick it up locally. I don't know if you're local or not. Or if you need me to ship it, then we ship it. And there is an extra cost for shipping, unfortunately. It is not cheap to ship a computer, especially with the insurance, because I make sure every PC build we ship out has full coverage. So if something gets damaged, UPS picks up the bill. Well, I'm just happy you're not gonna cover up the whole motherboard with ginormous air cooler. Yeah, this time we're gonna be using the Liquid Freezer 3 Pro. And I know Wade said he was gonna be busy tonight, so he's not gonna be able to make the stream. So let me update the name. But I did email him and gave him the heads up that we were going to be streaming. I also talked to him yesterday and told him that we'd be doing his build tonight. So he was aware. So he said he was going to have to catch the VOD. There we are. No free shipping? Amazon does free shipping. Yeah, well, Amazon also probably does 1 million per hour. So, way more volume than I can than I do. Just enough power. I got a 4 gig M.2 for $200. It seems $200. 4 gig? I think you mean 4 terabytes. Seems to work fine. It's really better to get the 990 EVO Plus for up to 200 more. I'm just curious. So I think the 4 terabyte 990 EVO is around $230, somewhere in that price range. Arthur, would me and you be able to discuss the build before finalizing? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like in Discord. Yeah, we could either do it over the phone. I can schedule a Teams meeting, or yes, we could definitely do it in Discord. Also, have you build a PC in a new Corsair triple chamber case? The triple chamber case, no. But in the massive, I don't know if you maybe go back a few videos, quite a few videos, I did a live video of a open loop fill, where I was filling up a open loop build that I did inside the massive behemoth, I think it's the 7000 or the 9000D or whatever it's called. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's that one was massive. It weighed about 150 pounds. Took 2 of us to move it without worrying about dropping it. Took 2 fully grown men to move it. Some idiot. Porcuslayer, welcome back to the build show. Half 700. Oh yeah, that was another massive case. But yeah, there isn't a case that I haven't been able to build in yet, so and I've done quite a few interesting cases. Could be worth it, yeah. I mean, one of the benefits is you get the software, and then, of course, the brand name, which has a pretty good warranty service behind it. 8000D, I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember. It's one of the biggest Corsair cases I've ever worked in. And outside of the Lian Li DK005, which is the desk that raises and lowers, and you could do 2 PC builds inside of it. Outside of that, which I have done 2 builds inside of one of those, and also open loop, both on the same loop, which is even more hairy. But that was a really fun build to do. And again, that took actually 4 of us to move it. It was because we built it here and then we delivered it to the customer, and that thing weighed a ton. And that was without the legs. I had to take the legs off to move it, because he bought the desk, set it up at his apartment, and then he was like, I want to have somebody do the build. And I didn't feel like driving over there every day to do the build, so I was like, let me just take the legs off and bring the top half of the desk back so we could do the build, and then bring it back. So without the glass and without the legs, that thing still weighed a ton. It was insane. But yeah, that was probably one of the most craziest builds I've done. In the DK005 by Lian Li, which is the case desk, the desk case. I don't know, the desk case or the case desk. And then we assembled it when we got it there, which was really interesting. We had to like hold the desk as we're putting the legs in. I didn't want to like flip the PC upside down to put the legs on. It was fun. $9,000D. I'm pretty sure it's either the 8,000D or the 9,000D. It's just the massive, the one where you could pull the fan racks out and you can fit three 420 millimeter or 2 420s on the front, and I think it was a 360 on the top. But they have trays that slide out. That one. I think it was the 9,000D, but it was earlier this year, so you'd have to scroll through my lives to find it. But that was probably the biggest other than the Lian Li DK05 I did, which I did not do live. I built that one off stream because it took so long. Don't worry about it, Porcuslayer. It all got fixed. But it's another open box situation. Another one. You gotta take care of those teeth, keep them nice and clean. Yeah, I know. Okay, bro. Another one, yeah. Yeah, another one. I don't know what my case is, but got the radiator in the front, and it's got push-pull fans on both sides of the radiator, and I love that. Gartson, welcome to the build show, 5080. Yes, we are doing a 5080 build, starting here momentarily. You guys are ready? You guys ready? Let's go. Let's do it. You want to do it? You want to do the build? Let's do the build. Let's build it. Owner, that PSU is good looking guy. Hopefully it is not hiring at the bottom of the case. Hiring, it will be at the bottom. It's a King 95 Pro, so it'll be on the back. Whoa, build hope fully a full one. Yeah, hopefully there's a 5080 in here this time. I'm joking because the other couple streams ago on Ray's build, which was number 106 over the weekend, we opened up an RTX 5060 and there was a Microsoft power brick instead of a graphics card in the box. How do you fix that? I don't even know. Like, all right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, the SSD, and the contact frame. And then we'll get to the cooler mounting brackets shortly after that. But this is the Aorus B850 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7 gaming motherboard by Gigabyte. Pretty cool board. Also, a mouth and a half to say. Such a good design, yes. Wow, the Empower AI actually kicked in. My CPU is idling at my CPU is idling at while I'm watching you at 23 Celsius, and my GPU is at 35 Celsius. If I ever buy a new case, I want the fans in the front. I also think it looks better. I could agree with that. Kind of a fan of the fans in the front. AI stealing your mod's job. Unintentionally, but yeah, it's called the Empower AI over on Streamlabs. I was supposed to set that also up over here on YouTube, but I think it still comes through as Streamlabs. I never fixed that. So. But it actually worked. It did its job. I'm shocked because it wasn't working earlier. At least I didn't notice it. All right, let's have some fun with this build. All right, so we're gonna start off with our Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. Excellent. One of the best gaming CPUs on the market today. Chef, hey, what do you think about memory prices today? That was actually going to be one of our topics for the Tech Talk that we were going to do tomorrow, but we rescheduled that to next week, next Wednesday. So my opinion, without totally destroying that, is that it's getting a little ridiculous. What are we supposed to do? There's nothing we could do about it. Unless somebody wants to, like, shut down Skynet. If anybody knows, what's his name, Turner? And they happen to know how to shut down Skynet AI, that they stop selling all the memory to the AI, which is also driving up the price of our memory, then let me know. I'd like to talk to them. I've been trying to reach you about your extended car warranty. Think about it. We have AI that calls people to tell them that they're trying to reach them about their extended car warranty, and then we have AI on our phones that are also blocking those calls by screening them. We have AI fighting AI. Let that sink in for a minute. What's the point of AI? Well, thank you for the follow. Campaign Communist. I'm gonna call you. Chef, I about lost my mind when I looked at a kit I sold last week. I sold it for 200 and now it's selling for 400. Ah. Yeah, I think you got robbed, sir. I also wish I could buy a case that would hold a Blu-ray drive. Just buy a external USB drive. They sell them. I have a few here, Tony. I also have a couple floating around here. I'd have to blow the dust off of them, but they're there. You absolutely need one. I would give you it. This is Autumn for YouTube. I think you're awesome, bro. Oh, well, thank you. Or Arthur. Sorry. Arthur from YouTube. I think you're awesome, by the way. Thank you. I mean, honestly, deep down, I just wanted to read that comment twice. Doesn't help it. OpenAI has bought 40% of it and wants me. Yeah. You should try building in the thermal take attack helicopter case. Of course Ant-Man wants me to do. Don't you have one? I feel like you have one in a similar case. I really don't see the benefit of upgrading anything more on my computer. But I was thinking about getting a 64 gig kit of RAM. I changed my mind pretty quick. 32 gigs is fine. Yeah, when you look at the price right now. I'm sure it'll come down eventually. Hopefully. I'll check that out. Those Kingston Fury 6000 CL30 is still 140. I loaded up last week on them. Oh, is that why they're not available for like a month and a half now? Yeah, it's this kit right here that he's talking about. The Kingston Fury. 32 gigs, CL30, 6000 megahertz. Actually, this is the RGB kit, but the non-RGB kit, pretty much the same thing, just non-RGB, is for 140 bucks. Okay, so talking about that, we have Kingston Fury. I feel like I have to be German to say this before I call it furry again. RGB edition, which is 32 gigs, 6000 CL30. Going in slots A2 and B2. The Germans. Fury. Das sprechen Sie Deutsch? The 7900X is such a ripoff. 7900? What do you mean by that? I disagree with that. It's only a little bit more than the 9600X. Delivered November 28th, January 12th. Yeah, you could blame some giant idiot for that one. Why it takes so long. Remember to hit the like button, guys. 12 viewers, only 30. Oh, well. Thank you for the reminder. All right, so next up, I already opened it. The 990 Evo Plus 2 terabyte SSD. Oh, you mean the Ryzen 7900? I feel like you guys already knew that. Maybe. Thanks again for everything. Oh, you're welcome, Ray. I really appreciate what you are doing for your computer community. Talk to you soon. Signing off. Have a good night, Ray. Sorry I didn't get to that message until now. Ant-Man, yeah, I have 2 micro ATX cases, and even that case is huge. Onura, remember to hit that like button. Yeah, thank you again for the like reminder. DDR4 is so overpriced too. What? Yes. There's not much we can do here, guys, in regards to DDR5 prices. I want to actually double check this on this board because we have... Sorry, I forgot that we had to move the board so it could be in the frame. But I removed this heat spreader. Now we have 3 slots. I don't know which slot is doing what on this board. I can't remember for the life of me, because I'm just stupid when it comes to remembering this stuff. So let me double verify that we're going to put it in this top slot here, which I'm pretty sure we can on the B850, and I don't think it impacts the performance of the PCIe X16 slot. That's what we want to avoid doing, is make sure we don't disrupt the performance or bandwidth on the PCIe X16 slot. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So, crap, I left that up. I'm pretty sure I'm right. We can just put it in the top slot. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Putting in the top one. I did my homework. Even though it's a Gen 4 SSD. All right, and then last but not least, we want to do the mounting hardware for the cooler. That is done. We know with this particular cooler that we need a need to remove these. ESPI. I don't know what this ESPI header does. Depends on the res. What do you mean by that? That's why I'm not upgrading my computer. I only have so many options. I'm running an i9 12th gen, so I could go up to an i9 14th gen. I would not do that. Just stay with the 12th gen until you change platforms. I don't know how much Best Buy probably costs 24 gigs of VRAM. I would rather just leave my computer alone and just build a whole new computer. That's what I would do, Tony, at that point. Because of the issues with the 13th and the 14th gen, it's just not worth spending any money on it. I assume 1440p for you're considering 4K, neither of those cards should be in question. I learned my lesson. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't keep up, guys. I think I woke it when I ran the build command. Oh no! You woke it! What's Max doing? He's down here sleeping. Next to me. He's always sleeping around this time of the night. No, it's great. I'm just saying, you go upgrade stuff, and then you either go to sell your other stuff, and it just goes in a box or your garage. Max is doing his best. He is. It's an A for effort. All right, let's get the brackets out. Cooler. That box just hit Max. I'm gonna go apologize. I'm a terrible furt head. Look on his face of betrayal. Nice looking motherboard. Yeah, it's a great looking board. Yeah, we'll get this here in just a moment. Then we can move on to getting the case out. Just a reminder, if you're ever doing the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, the brackets have an R and an L. Make sure you put them on the correct sides, left or right. L is for left, R is for right, if the board is in the correct orientation. Don't ask me why that was just so difficult there. There we go. That is ready to go. Now we are ready for a case. And my mouse pad, my building pad, should I say, which is just a overly sized mouse pad, getting really worn out. Never a good sign when you hear rattling, ow, inside a case. Here's our culprit. One of these things popped loose, but I don't know which one it is. One. There we go. Easy fix. All right. There we go. This case makes it super easy. Everything is ready to go. We can just drop a board in there like it's meant to be. Is that the Montech King 95? It is. The Montech King 95 Pro. Pro Edition. The more you buy, the more you save. That's an NVIDIA mentality right there. I had 2,500 bucks inside my computer and about 10,000 in parts in the garage that were worthless. That's how fast things changed in the 2000s. Yes, they did. One of the top cases, yes. That motherboard is beautiful. So glad you're not covering it with a ginormous air cooler. Man, you just can't get over that air cooler. Steve Anderson says, I'm not a fanboy of any company. They don't pay me to be, and they're not my friend. Very good point. Empower Gaming PC will always be your friend. Yes, he will. Thank you. 5080 would be a nice upgrade from the 4070 that Tony has. Yeah, it would be. Chat nerds, Onura, I have variations of it as HS2 Pro. Oh yeah, the new variation of this case is pretty cool. I'm sorry I can't get over it. It's okay. I'm just teasing you at this point. It's safe. It's save to upgrade. Save to upgrade. I love NVIDIA. The more you buy, the more you save. I don't think he read that right. I think it came out wrong. Like, every person in the marketing department was like, ooh, ah. And then, of course, Steve over at Gamers Nexus, all over that. Still comes up on some of his videos today. I love it. The more you buy, the more you save. We need to get that clip and make it a thing on this channel. I'm retiring early thanks to that, man. Jensen knows exactly what he's saying. I don't know about that. That's the ATX, right? The King 15 is exclusive MATX, yes. It is a ATX case, yes. I think it's more centered up on GPU cooling. Pretty cool design. Haven't gotten to build in it yet, but I do want to do builds in that style of a case. That is actually one of the pre-builds I plan on putting to market on the website. That style of case. That'll be an option. Still working on it, but in progress. Again, roadblock thing. Ben, roadblock, big roadblock. Happens all the time. So, anyway, got the Motherboard installed. Now let's get our front panel connectors in. And then our EPS cables. 24 pin. USB-C there. USB 3 there. RGB down here. Fan here. Audio. Front panel. Okay. Now that I'm slightly orientated, there we are. Very nicely done. Now that we've got... I don't know why I went Australian / weird British accent, but here we are. Now that we've got our front panel connectors in, we can go on to our EPS and 24-pin power connectors. Reason why we want to do that is so that we don't have to deal with trying to plug those in after we put a cooler in, which will make it almost nearly impossible with these fat fingers to try to get that plugged in after the fact. One thing I actually forgot before we do that is our GPU support bracket. I do this every time. I always forget. Hey, by the way, we have a support bracket, which I have the Lian Li GB02 for this, which we're going to be using for the build tonight. Nerd sent the chip in the Discord. Nerd sent the chip. Only got the same price. Assuming RTX 5060 Ti with the R5 4500 still gets up to 97% usage on my GPU. That's pretty good. That's because the 5060 Ti is super efficient. What do you mean you don't care? I really can't upgrade a graphics card. A new card would be like a bottleneck to my CPU. Nah. Not that bad of a bottleneck. I do love the design of this support bracket, by the way. One of my all-time favorites. Okay, now we could go off to the EPS cables. And today we're going to be using the Montech Century 2. 1050 watt, 80 plus volt power supply. Right now you could get a really good deal on this. Not necessary to run 1050 watts, or 1000 watts for that matter, on an RTX 5080, but it gives Wade some wiggle room so he can upgrade later if he wants. He doesn't have to deal with upgrading his power supply later, which is why we did that. And this particular unit on sale was about the same price, a little bit more, than a 850 watt. So it's not necessarily required to run a 5080, just a nice to have for future upgrade. Nobody saw that. Seriously though, if I ran a 5080 or a 5070 Ti with a 12299, can it handle it? Yes. It would handle it. It's safe to upgrade. Did Wade request specifically that PSU? No. He was looking for me to get him the best bang for his buck. And this is what we ended up with. I've heard pretty good things about these power supplies. I've personally not run one. But I mean, they're, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty close to the same quality, if not the same quality as a Thermaltake power supply. If not the same power supply. I mean, even the cables smell the same. The more you buy, the more you save. You're getting it, Porgasloor, you're getting it. Catching on. I should put that on my website. You think putting that on my website would get a sale? Just for having that? Yeah, they're very good PSUs. Yeah, I did a quick look up on them. They had a pretty good rating, so I was happy with that. And I think for $109 for 1050 watt, couldn't really do it wrong. that out. There we go. Cable's in. All right, I want to put a zip tie one spot down here. There we go. Now, let's install a cooler. Bellies. We shells. But first, before we do that, let's put these on for the cooler. This is our splitter for our fans, pump, and VRM. I don't know why it doesn't have. It's okay. Just a reminder, with the King 95, you want to use the AIO screws that come with the case, as it'll allow the top panel to seat all the way. A proper reminder there. Building in this case, use the AIO screws that come with the case. They're a lot shallower. They don't stick out as far. Cause clearance issues with your top panel. Chat Nerd's cultist PSU list is out of date. I'd recommend ZTT community one. Yes, that's a good one. What people say about credit cards? NVIDIA credit card would be silly on the... would be. surprised NVIDIA hasn't created like an NVIDIA credit card. Make even more money on the money they're making off of you with the interest. Well, ZTT is the SPL, LOL. 6 months old, I would ask $400? $400 for what? Pretty much new. I've had a computer for about 6 months. 4070 still in good shape. Yeah, it's hard. So 4070s, because of the 5070 being so available, you're probably only going to get like $400 for it. But it should sell at that price. Yeah, the 4070. Yeah. When someone about a CPU asks, what do you play? I play single-player games. I don't game online, so you might need a different CPU for Battlefield 6 or CSGO. Those games would not do well with the Ryzen 5 4500. It's true. Might want to consider something a little bit more. They are the same. Odd. The one I saved from Reddit looks different from the ZTT site. Interesting. Yeah, I would assume it would sell around 400. 350 would be kind of low. Sounds fair to me. Yeah. But I mean, you could always price it up higher and see where it goes. It just depends on how long you want to sit on it. Because it may not go anywhere. Oh, you're gonna be... Alright. Now, we are going to put this paste on the CPU, and then put the block on the CPU. Hello? Well, this MX6 is shot. Ever had that one happen before? We'll use the MX4. Like pushing on the tube and the paste is like, nope, nobody's home. Son of a beep. Bleepity bleepin'. Ugh. Ah, crap, I forgot this one. Well, double ties it is. I don't have any more of those. There we go. Nice installed cooler. All right, time to see if there's a MSI, or I'm sorry, MSI. Don't mean to diss you like that. Microsoft power brick inside this thing. Holy smokes, Tony. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships over there on the YouTube. Much appreciated. So that means Gorzo, Martin, B244, Bazooka Builders, Up North, and LZ Guitars. All got gifted memberships from Tony. Well, thank you, Tony. Much appreciated. Bottlenecking the GPU is better in most cases than the CPU. Correct. Holy crap, it's not a brick. It's actually a brand new GPU. Ben, what do you think of people not budgeting for peripherals? A lot of people don't budget for it. They get the PC and then they're like, oh, you mean I have to buy a keyboard? Oh, I have to buy a mouse? Oh, I have to buy a monitor because it doesn't work on my TV? Oh, that happens a lot. Unfortunately. So I try to educate people as they're getting into, first-time PC buyers. Prep them for that so it's not as bad of a sticker shock. But I would say expect, if you want good quality stuff, to spend an additional, easily $300 or $400 for a monitor, a mouse, a keyboard, a mouse pad, and a headset. A really nice one. See, I don't feel like it latched, and it didn't. That happens quite often. Open it up and check if the GPU dies in there, just in case. It just crumbles to dust. Like, oh, it was a dust GPU. Hey, what's up, Roy? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Where have you been? Oh, that 5080 kind of skinny. Didn't expect that. This is the SFF version. You don't actually need as big of a cooler as they are. That's, in my opinion, purely marketing. Mine's bigger than theirs. So, this is a little bit of a cheaper version of the 5080 because you don't have as much metal. But this thing is going to run just as well. What's up? Bazooka Fitness Official. Welcome to the Build Show. Hi. Yes, for sure. Feel free to reach out on the Discord. Who said what about that? Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I have the 750 watt power supply. I probably have to change that. Yes, you probably do. This power supply we're using right now, Tony, it's about $109 on Amazon. 1050 watts. You can literally run any card except for maybe struggle with a 5090. You can run anything else. Ransack, got any more builds today? Well, we're leading up to about 11 o'clock right now, and we're getting close to finishing this one. It's getting a little too late to do a third build today, so I'll probably do the Intel swap build that I was talking about earlier tomorrow night. So we'll probably do that on stream tomorrow. I was going to try to cram it into tonight's stream, but with it already being 11 o'clock and me having to get up at like 5 a.m., not going to work very well. I need the sleep. I don't want to be... Coffee doesn't even help anymore. I could inject pure caffeine in my veins and it doesn't work. I could do a line of... You know what? We probably shouldn't say that. Probably should not say that. I think half of the FE coolers are blower fans that exhaust hot air through the back. Yeah, it's a good way to think of it. Tony, my opinion is if you're happy with its performance right now, you don't need to upgrade. But if you have the upgrade itch, then you have to satisfy the itch. And welcome to the Build Show, Ransack. Any cool builds coming up? Yeah, we have lots of cool builds. We have a Height Y70 build tomorrow, which is the one I was going to try to cram in the schedule tonight. But it's actually a case swap / we're going from the Intel platform to the AMD platform. And we're going from like a, I don't know, Lian Li styled ATX mid tower to the Height Y70 Touch for that one. Cool, no pun intended. Yeah. So that'll be tomorrow's build. And then Thursday we have a budget build and the whatchamacallit. Drawing a blank on the brain. Quantum Prime build. I don't know why you're such a big long break there. Blank. So anyway, Quantum Prime and a budget build for Thursday. And then Friday is Halloween, so we'll be out with the family. And then the weekend I'll be out of town for a wedding. So most of the weekend I'll be out. I got a gift membership. Yes, you did, Bazooka Builders. Yes, you did. Okay, some giant idiot. I saw you over there. But got the graphics card installed, so let's go ahead and get our 12-volt high power cable for the 5080. And with this little loose cable, I am going to add a couple of zip ties to that. Doesn't flop around on us. Looks like it's going to try. Nobody likes a floppy cable. Hey, those were a thing. Catch the pun? Anybody old enough to catch that pun? Anyone else lose sound on Twitch? What? I did. I'd rather just build a new computer and give this one to somebody and then upgrade this one. Pretty good idea. I was done with computer gaming. I had a laptop with a broken screen plugged into a 32-inch monitor, and for some reason I downloaded Cyberpunk. I actually got about 12 frames per second. That's pretty good on a little laptop. Okay. Flip her over. See what we got on this side. I put that on backwards. Ah, blasted. Don't forget the SATA power cables for the RGB hub. Thanks for reminding me, guys. Can it run Minecraft, though? Minecraft. Probably. I think it might be able to. Anyone else? Did you lose sound, Chef? Or did it come back? Sorry, I've been a little bit AFK here. Okay. Just be there. There we go. I think we're okay with that. What do you guys think? Other than hitting the last portion of the GPU support bracket, we're looking pretty good. Camera guy is slacking. I have a sound, but he's high pitch. Oh. Everything looks good on my end. No, moved over to the tubes? That's kind of weird. What do you think would cause an audio issue over on Twitch like that? go. SCSI cables. Now that's a name that I've not heard in a long, long time. Boy, I feel like we've been here before, except for it was a lot brighter. Oh, yeah. All right. So bad it's on the back. I don't think the power supply is supposed to be the key, like, here of the build. All right. So we know Wade is not able to join us tonight, so we're gonna need somebody on his behalf to do what you know what we're supposed to do. We're ready. And that build was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. All right, who's going to do the honors for Wade, or in honor of Wade, who could not make it to the stream tonight for his own build? Tony says, hit that damn button. All right, guys. In honors of Wade, 3, 2, 1. Hot biggity dog. That is fancy. And there's a post. So there you have it, Wade. Your build. Finally. I hope the wait was worth it. I feel like it is. Looks pretty dope. I sure hope it performs the same way that it looks. I'm joking. It's going to perform beautifully. Oh, hell yeah, that's a freaking beautiful. I'm not just being nice. I like that. I like to dream better. Okay. We could play with the green. Well, there we have it. Build number 108 for the year has been completed. By the end of this week, we will be at 111 builds. We got 3 more going this week. So we got one tomorrow, Wednesday night, which is going to be a case swap over to a Height Y70 Touch. And also, part of that same project is a Intel to AMD swap. So we'll be swapping over from Intel to AMD and also installing everything into a Height Y70 build case. So it'll be a pretty interesting project tomorrow. And then Thursday, for the build stream, we have a budget build and then also a Quantum Prime build to do, which is the birthday boy that we were trying to build for on Saturday, but the parts never showed up. And long story short, I had to reorder the parts, and the parts are now not getting here until Thursday. If they actually show up, we'll do the build on Thursday. So, hey! You know, fun stuff. So, we've got quite a few, at least a couple of build streams planned out for the week. And then, like I was saying before, Friday's Halloween, we'll be out trick-or-treating with the family. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have a wedding that we're going to. And that's out of town, so I'll be out Saturday and Sunday. And then back at it Monday. So, I'm sure we'll have builds lined up for Monday. In fact, I do have a couple lined up for Monday. And then we also have a Tech Talk show planned for next week, Wednesday now, where Chat Nerd, the Redneck Engineer, and myself will go through quite a few different topics and allow you guys to ask a whole bunch of questions, and we'll each three, I guess, give our own opinions and see what happens. A lot of fun stuff that we have planned for that. I like all the black parts, very sexy. Yeah, it's a very clean build. The RGB is not like overwhelming, it's sharp. Don't know what that is, but it thing looks beautiful in green. Yeah, green. Well, I mean, green's a good color. There we have it. Build 108 for the year. 108. So, wait, if you're catching up on the video, should be ready to go in the next day or two. Just be on the lookout for the email or the text or the phone call letting you know it's all ready to go. I got to install Windows and do the BIOS updates and install the drivers and then go through the battle testing phase and test it all out and make sure everything's good to go. Looks super nice, Ben. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for jumping in. So another King 95 build ready to go. Oh, built. Off to the next step. All right, guys. So that's all I got for tonight. It is 11:14 p.m. Eastern time over here in Michigan, and tomorrow's Hump Day. So we made it this far. We can make it the rest of the week, right? Just a reminder, if you guys haven't already joined the Discord channel and you're new here, you're more than welcome to jump into the Discord channel and hang out while I'm not live. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to post them there. Also a great community talking about hardware or gaming. Got some gamers gaming in there as well. And lots of cool stuff happens in there. I also post most of my updates in there. So if you're curious about where is Ben, he said he was going to stream. That's where you'll most likely get the update, is on the Discord channel. You can join the Discord channel by typing in !Discord in the chat for YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and it will drop you a link for Discord. Thank you, Roy. So you can just click that link and join. But with that being said, I'm done for the night. We'll see you on the next build show tomorrow with that Height Y70 Touch, Infinite Touch build we'll be doing. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night, guys.